Yes, last time we have started with the dot product definition I told you and few properties we have discussed. Here, what we have done last time, I'll just simply revise it. A and B are the two vectors, non-zero vectors. Then their dot product will be denoted by A dot B, I told. And this will be equal to magnitude of A, magnitude of B cos theta, where theta is the angle between the two that we have done. After that, one more thing we have done. This I'll write magnitude of A and magnitude B cos theta we can write. This is called magnitude of A and this is called projection of B along A. B along A. This I told you, right? Then one more thing I told that you can write this A dot B this way also, magnitude of B, and then it is magnitude A cos theta. This is magnitude of B. And this is called projection of A in direction of B. So this thing we have done. And if they ask projection of B along A, that means if they ask B cos theta, then I told you magnitude of B cos theta, that is come out to be A dot B by magnitude A. This is called projection of B along A. Same way when you say magnitude A cos theta, the formula I told you is A dot B by magnitude of B. This is called projection of B along A. This is projection of A along B, that is A cos theta, that is A dot B by magnitude B. Projection of B along A will be A dot B by magnitude A. These are the results we have done last time. Then one more property we know, that is A dot B is equal to B dot A. This is the property, first property I discussed about the dot product. So we are taking properties now. And in properties, first property I told you, commutative property hold here. This is commutative property. That is A dot B is same as B dot A. This is called commutative property which hold good. Second property I told you, associative. In associative I told you that when you take A dot B dot C is A dot B dot C, then I told you they are not equal. Why they are not equal? Because I told you that this does not exist. A dot B dot C, this does not exist. This type of product is not possible because I told you that this is giving a scalar quantity to you and this is our vector quantity. And scalar and vector does not have dot product. Dot product always come between two vector quantities, so associative property does not hold. So this was the second property I told you, associative does not hold because this type of product is not possible. Then third thing which we have done, that was the distributive property. This was the last property I think we were discussing, distributive property. What this distributive property says, it says that if you have A dot B plus C, then it come out to be A dot B plus A dot C. This is called distribution of dot. Of dot over addition. This is the result you should remember. distribution of dot over addition is A dot B plus C. That will come A dot B plus A dot C. This is the distributive property we should know it. Now coming on property number 4. First property is the commutative one. Second, I told you associative does not hold. Then I told distributive hold, that is distribution of dot over addition. This is the property we are having. Then after that, next property you should remember, very important one. What this property says, just note here. Let A and B be two non-zero vectors. Let A and B be two non-zero vectors. Then A dot B equal to 0 if comes, this implies A is perpendicular to B. If there are two vectors which are non-zero vectors and their dot product if come out to be 0, then we should keep in mind that whenever dot product of two vector coming 0, they will be perpendicular to each other. And one more thing, if A is perpendicular to B, then dot product is also 0. So it implies both ways. A dot B 0 implies A is perpendicular to B, and if A is perpendicular to B, A dot B is 0. So this is the result we should remember. You can prove it easily. One thing already I told you, A and B are non-zero vectors. So we start with this. Let this is possible, or we say let A dot B is 0. I grant this and then I'll prove this. If this is 0, that means we will say magnitude A, magnitude B cos theta comes out to be 0. As they are non-zero vector, A 0 nahi ho sakta, this cannot be 0, only cos theta has to be 0. And if cos theta is 0, that means theta is clearly pi by 2. That means yes, A is perpendicular to B. Is it clear? Now, second case is also possible. That is, if I take A is perpendicular to B. If A is perpendicular to B, what does it mean? This implies theta comes out to be 90. Then when you take A dot B, what it will come? Magnitude A, magnitude B cos of 90. This cannot be 0, this cannot be 0, this has to be 0, so we will get it 0. So if A is perpendicular to B, then dot product is coming 0. So this is very important result. Whenever you have to show that two vectors are perpendicular to each other, their dot product has to be 0. Okay, and if dot product comes 0, they will be perpendicular. So both way it is valid. Dot product 0 implies they are perpendicular. If perpendicular, then dot product has to be 0. So both the conditions it must satisfy. From this, one more remark we got here. Just check here. I told that whenever you take unit vector along x-axis, this is denoted by I cap. That is a standard result. This is x-axis, this is y-axis, this is z-axis, this is origin. Direction of x-axis we denoted by I cap. Direction of y will be denoted by j cap, and direction of z-axis is denoted by k cap. This already I told you. So that means now when I say I dot j, I and j, they are perpendicular vectors, definitely, because they are unit vectors and perpendicular, because you should write this as magnitude of I cap, magnitude of j cap, cos 90 will come. This is a unit vector, so its magnitude is 1, its magnitude is 1, cos 90 will make it 0, so you should have I dot j is 0. Hello? हाँ जी सर, अभी बात करता हूँ सर आपसे 2 मिनट बाद. Yes, I dot j is coming 0. I dot j 0, same way we should say j dot I will be also 0 because you have done a dot b is b dot a. So I dot j b is 0, that means j dot I is also 0. So this you should remember directly now. Same way when I say j dot k, they are also perpendicular vectors. So if they are perpendicular, this should be 0, or I should say k dot j is 0. And third case will be I cross k or I dot k is 0 is k dot I dot k dot I, they all are 0. We will say yes, it is 0. So keep in mind, I dot j you take, j dot k you take, k dot I you take, I dot k you take, k dot j you take. So these two, any two you take, they are definitely perpendicular and their dot product has to be 0. So this is very important result. Wherever I dot j will be there, you should put it 0. J dot k 0, k dot I should be 0, and their reverse is also 0. Next property, please. So this is an important result you should remember now. Next property, please. If A is a non-zero vector, if A vector we are taking as a non-zero vector, if A is any non-zero vector, okay, then if I calculate A dot A, what will come? Just check here. A dot A means this is vector A, then A is also again here. So that means the two vectors will be coinciding. Coinciding means the angle between them will be 0. So what I should write here, this is magnitude A, this will come cos 0. Cos 0 is 1 only. So I got it, A dot A is magnitude of A square, that you should remember. A dot A, whenever I say it come out to be A square magnitude. So A vector, if multiplied with another dot product we have taken with the same vector, it will come out to be magnitude of A square. This also you should remember. From this, now we got one more conclusion. What it is? If I say I dot I, both are x-axis. So I should write magnitude of I cos of 0. This is 1, cos 0 is 1. So it will come out to be 1. Same way when you say j dot j, it will be coming magnitude of j cos of 0, again come out to be 1. Same way when you have k dot k coming as magnitude of k cos 0, it is also coming 1. That means what I should say now, I dot I is j dot j equal to k dot k, they all are come out to be 1. This is another important property. I dot I is 1, j dot j is 1, k dot k is 1. But I dot j is 0, j dot k is 0, k dot I is 0. That you should know. Next property, property number 5. What property number 5 says? That if you multiply m with any one of the vector, where m is a scalar quantity, A is a vector, dot b, if I'll say you calculate this, then this result you can write as A dot b, and m can be taken here also, or it can be A dot m times of b. So m can be taken with any of the vector, there is no problem. You can take m times of A, or you take m times of dot product, or you take A dot mb, they will be the same result. So scalar can be multiplied with any one of them. Now next property, please. if I say A dot minus B, what I should write here? Can you tell? What can be written this? This minus can be taken on total, that is minus of A dot B, or you can take this with minus A dot B, anything you can take, there will be no problem. We will say minus can be or minus 1 can be taken with any of the vectors. Now coming on next property, important one, note here. Magnitude of A plus B whole square. Magnitude of A plus B whole square. A is a vector, B is a vector. When you add the two, you will get another vector. So we will say this is some vector and it's a square we are taking. Now if I say you solve it, how to do? One thing just now in the previous properties we have done, remember A dot A comes out to be magnitude of A square, if you remember. Just now we have done. A dot A is magnitude of A square. So that means this magnitude A square can be A into A. So this magnitude square can be written as what? This can be written as A plus B dot A plus. Now I'll solve it. A distributive property now, A multiply with this total. So I should say A dot A plus B dot A plus. Now when you solve it, it will come A dot A plus, this will be A dot B plus, this will be B dot A plus, this will be B dot B. A dot A already we have done, this is magnitude of A square. We have done already commutative property, hold here means A dot B and B dot A are same, so I can write this as twice of A dot B. Because either you take A dot B or B dot A, they are one and the same thing. And B dot B will be magnitude of B square. So this is the result you should remember now. Whenever I say magnitude of A plus B whole square, what that will come? Magnitude A square plus magnitude B square plus twice A dot B. Don't say 2AB. It will be twice of A dot B whenever vector is there. Clear? So this is the result you should remember. You can apply it directly also. In few questions we are applying this. Now write down A minus B whole square modulus. Please try. Find out what is magnitude of A minus B whole square. My question is, find out what is magnitude of A minus B whole square. So what I should write, I'll use this property again. We will say it will be A minus B dot A minus B. Then when you solve it, it will come A dot A minus of A dot B minus of B dot A and minus plus, so B dot B. What this will come out to be magnitude of A square. A dot B and B dot A are same, so it will be twice of A dot B, and this will be magnitude of B square. So this formula also you should remember. Magnitude of A minus B whole square is magnitude A square minus twice A dot B plus magnitude of B square. Next property, please. A plus B dot A minus B. Find out, please. A plus B dot A minus B. Solve it, please. Find out what is the answer comes here. This is another standard result we will be having. So what I should write here in this case, we should write A dot A minus B plus second time B dot A minus B. And now when you solve it, it will come A dot A minus A dot B plus B dot A minus B dot B. A dot B and B dot A are equal and one is plus, another is minus, so we should just cancel this. And now what this will come, magnitude of A square, and this is minus magnitude of B square. So A plus B dot A minus B is magnitude A square minus magnitude B square. So these are the three results now you should remember, you will be using in questions also. Next, write down scalar product in terms of its component. Scalar product in terms of their component. How we are going to calculate dot product or scalar product when the vectors are given in their component form. Means, for example, or for the general result I am taking, A is A1 I cap plus A2 j cap plus A3 k cap. This is vector A given. B vector is B1 I plus B2 j plus B3 k. These are the two results we have. Two vectors. This vector is in its component form A1, A2, A3. This is having component B1, B2, B3. This is component along x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. And now if they say you find out what is the dot product. So when you go for dot product, you will write this as A1I plus A2J plus A3K. Dot. B1I plus B2J plus B3K. Now if I multiply them, first I'll multiply this result with this. A1 and B1 are the scalar numbers, so we will keep them same A1 and B1. Vector is I and I, so we have I dot I. Okay, then I'll multiply this with this, so it will come out to be A1 B2 I dot J. Then this will multiply with this, so then it will come out to be A1 B3 I dot K. Then comes this with this. What it will come? A2 B1 J dot I. Then this with this. It will be A2 B2 J dot J. And then it will come out to be A2 B3 J dot K. Then plus A3 B1 K dot I. Then comes A3 B2 K dot J. And last is A3 B3 K dot K. Now, which results are zero? You should remember, whenever the vectors are perpendicular, their dot product has to be zero. तो ये आपका zero हो रहा है, I dot J zero होगा, I dot K is zero, J dot I is zero, J dot K is coming zero, K dot I is coming zero, K dot J is coming zero. And I dot I we have already done 1, J dot J is 1 and K dot K is 1. So what result will left here? It will left as A1, A2, A1, B1, sorry. Plus, this will be J dot J1, so it will be A2, B2. And third is A3, B3. So whenever you want the dot product of the two, please don't do this complete. I told you the proof also, but you can do it whenever A dot B they ask. Simply what you should multiply x component of this with x component of this, that is A1 B1 plus A2 B2 plus A3 B3. Because I dot I will be 1, I dot J will be 1, K dot K will be 1. So I dot I1, so A1 B1, A2 B2, J dot J is 1, and A3 B3, K dot K is also 1. So we will have this result array. So when the vector are in component form, the dot product you can calculate this. Write one question on it, please. This chapter is a very simple chapter if you know the concept and the properties. Very simple question, not a very difficult calculations here, but you should know what the properties are. Concept must be there. If concept is not there, this vector will be the most difficult one. But this will be the most scoring chapter you will be having, keep in mind. Right question, please. If A vector is 2i minus j plus of 2k and B vector is 3i plus 2j plus 3k. My question is, what is A dot B? Find out, please. Find out what is A dot B here. Simple value you should calculate. Dot product of the two, A and B given. Find out what is A dot B.
So 10.
10. Okay.
Yes, sir, 10.
Everyone got 10? Check please.
Yes.
A1. So what it will come? 2, 3 first. 2 into 3, that will come out to be 6. Then comes minus 2. Then comes out to be plus 6. So 6 plus 6, 12. 12 minus 2, 10 is the answer. So very simple question. Now one more thing you should remember. If two vectors are given and if they say you find out the angle between those two vectors. We have two vectors A and B. And theta is the angle between the two. And if they say you find out the angle between the two, formula says A dot B is magnitude A, magnitude B cos theta. And when I say theta, you should calculate when I'm giving A and B to you. Then we will say cos theta is A dot B by magnitude A, magnitude B. So if the two vectors are there and their dot product is also given, vectors are given, then if they ask you find out the angle, then the formula you should remember as cos theta is A dot B by magnitude A, magnitude. Right question, please. Find the angle between two vectors A and B. Find the angle between two vectors A and B with their magnitude 2 and 1. With their magnitude 2 and 1. So two vectors are given, A and B. First will be having magnitude 2, another is having magnitude 1. And A dot B is given as root 3. My question is, what is angle between the two vectors? I think you can calculate easily. Question is, find out angle between these two vectors.
The root 3 by 2.
Theta is root 3 by 2. Cos theta is root 3 by 2. So theta you should calculate. Cos theta is A dot B. A dot B हो गया आपका root 3, magnitude A हो गया 2 और ये हो गया 1. So it come out to be root 3 by 2 is your cos theta. That means theta comes out to be pi by 6. That will be the answer. Right? So angle you should calculate. Next question, please. Find the angle between the vectors. Find the angle between the vectors I minus 2j plus of 3k. This is one vector A. Another vector is B, that is 3i minus 2j plus k. A and B given to you. My question is, find out what is the angle between these two vectors.
Sir, is magnitude not given?
Huh?
The magnitude is नहीं given है ना?
Magnitude, you know how to calculate. You know magnitude to calculate. You know how to calculate dot products. Everything you should calculate yourself and then do the question. First, when you go for A dot B, क्या आएगा भाई? This will be 3 plus 4 and then plus 3. कितना हुआ ये? 10. Then I go for magnitude of A. Magnitude A, when I calculate, it will come out to be 1 plus 4 plus 9. यही होता है A square plus B square plus C square. Same way, when you go for magnitude B under root of, what it will come? 9 plus 4 plus 1. What this will come out to be? Root of 9, 4, 13 and 1, 14. This will again come out to be 14. So everything known to you. So go for cos theta. A dot B will be come out to be 10 by root of 14 into root of 14. Or I should say cos theta is coming 10 by 14. Or it will be 5 by 7. Right or no? And then theta will be what? Cos inverse 5 by 7. So this will be the answer you will be having. So simple question. This can be asked in 1 mark or 2 mark question. Very simple questions they are asking. Next question please. If A vector is given as 1, 1 and 2, B vector is 3, 2 and minus 1. My question is, find out what is A dot B.
Sir, 3.
Yes? Answer
Yes,
will
sir.
be
3.
yes, directly. This you can write I plus j plus twice of k. This will be 3i plus 2j minus of k. And when you have the dot product, I'll write this as 3 plus 2 and then minus 2. Your answer is correct. Next question, please. If A vector is given as I plus j plus 2k, this is vector A. B vector is 3i plus 2j minus k. My question is, find the value of A plus thrice of B dot 2A minus B. Please solve it. Find out dot product of A plus 3B dot 2A minus B. Yes, what I should do in this case? Yes, anyone? One option is, huh?
Distributive
property use.
Either you go by distributive property or you calculate this vector first and this vector second, and then you take the dot product of the two. Anything you can do. Or you go by 2 A dot A, then A dot B, then B dot A, and then B dot B. That way also you can go. So any way you try, you can do it. If I go by this way, first I calculate A plus thrice of B. This is A and this will take 3 times. So 1 plus, it will be 9. So it will be 10 of I. 1 plus, this will be 6. 7 of J. And then 2 minus 3. So it will come out to be minus of K. Clear? Then I go for 2A minus of B. 2A minus B. So twice of this. So it will be 2I minus 3. So that will come out to be minus of I. Then come out to be 2J minus of 2J. So it will be 0J. Then this will be 2 minus minus plus. So 2 plus 1, 3. K. And now we should calculate their dot product. इसका dot product करेंगे तो ये आएगा 10i plus 7j minus k dot minus 1 plus 0j plus thrice of k. And now when you solve it, it will come minus 10. This will be 0 and this will be minus 3. Answer come out to be minus 30. So anyway you can try, that is your choice. Either use the distributive property and proceed, or you do by this way. Is the calculation correct or something wrong we have done?
सर वो 3k की जगह 5k आएगा.
यहाँ 3k की जगह 5k आएगा, ये वाला आप कह रहे हैं, क्योंकि यहाँ 2 हो रहा है और यहाँ -3 हो रहा है, तो दिस इज 2i और ये आपका प्लस हो जाएगा 3, तो इट विल बी 5 होना चाहिए यहाँ पे, राइट. दिस इज 5 देन दिस इज 5, देन आंसर इज माइनस ऑफ 50. तो ये गलती नहीं करनी. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन प्लीज. फाइंड द वैल्यू ऑफ लैम्डा. Find the value of lambda if the vector A, that is 2i plus lambda j plus k, and B vector is I minus 2j plus 3k are perpendicular. These two vectors are perpendicular. My question is, find out what is angle between the two. What is the value of lambda? Two vectors are perpendicular to each other, then what should be lambda we should know. If the two vectors are perpendicular, if A is perpendicular to B, I told one condition, A dot B has to be 0. ये बताया आपको प्रॉपर्टी, तो